Let's jump into problem 6.5a, a right of return revenue recognition problem. Right return revenue recognition. That's a lot of R's. Let's get to it. On December 10th, 2031, Textbook Publishers Inc. sells 1,000 textbooks to University Bookstore. Selling price is $100 a book, 1,000 books, so that's $100,000 worth of textbooks that we sold. Cost of goods sold, $60 a book, so $60,000 of cost of goods. Payment terms, the bookstore pays cash immediately. This becomes quite relevant in our journal entries. The return policy, the bookstore has the right to return any unsold books within 90 days for a full refund. Okay, a right of return situation. Based on historical data, Textbook Publishers estimates that 5% of books are going to be returned. Okay, so what does that mean in terms of sales? Well, it means $5,000, right? 5% of 100,000 is 5,000. And in terms of COGS, well, 5% of that is 3,000 coming back. It says, prepare the journal entries to record the sale and cost of goods sold on December 10th. Hint, this is a big hint. You're going to need to record a refund liability and an estimated inventory return asset. So this is a little bit quirky because normally, we would set some sort of allowance for returns or something like this, allowance for doubtful accounts. Not in this case because we already have their money. And so we're going to owe them $5,000 contingent on their returning $5,000 worth of books, which is our most reasonable estimate. So we use this refund liability account. Let's deal with it, though. So let's start with cash. Cash is easy. On December 10th, debit cash, and we got all the money. We got $100,000 from them. Now, $5,000 is what we think we're going to have to refund to them. This is a refund liability, so we credit refund liability 5,000 and we credit sales rev for the rest. We can recognize all of that revenue, even though they could return more. We've given basically a provision here, this $5,000, that might not come in, but we're expecting to $95,000 we can realize now, right? We don't have to wait for the 90 days to expire. We've lived up to our end of the bargain and can reasonably estimate 95 grand in revenue. What about the COGS side of this? Well, let's credit inventory. And how much inventory did we ship out? We shipped out $60,000 worth of books, but kind of like the first one, we've got this estimated inventory return asset. We're going to get some books back. $3,000 worth of books we estimate are coming back. So that's this account, this estimated inventory return asset. And I know that's a lot of words, estimated inventory return asset. It's just the amount of books we think are coming back. And of course, we're going to take them back if they're in good shape, and we're going to try to sell them to some other university. But there's $3,000 worth of books coming back. And therefore, our COGS is the difference, $57,000. So what's our gross profit on this deal? Sales minus COGS, 95 minus 57. Our gross profit here is $38,000 so far, and then we got to see how that refund shakes out, but this is our best guess. $5,000 is going to be refunded, and $3,000, our cost of books, is going to get shipped back to us and put back into our inventory. Okay, there we go. We've solved 6.5a. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye-bye. The next video in our series is right up here, and if you want a supercut of all of the videos in this series, that's the one down below.